And recording. Hey guys, it's Benj here with Triple Cord Real Estate, and in this video, I want to give you a full market update so that you can have all of the facts and the figures and get a clear picture of what is happening here in the Boise housing market. So let me start first with the big picture. The good news is that the market's not getting any worse. In fact, over the past few months, we've seen the market improve. Past month or so, almost 2 months, it has basically stayed the same, and that really is kind of the bad news as well. If you're a buyer, you're hoping that prices will continue to go down. If you're a seller, you're hoping prices go up. If you're a buyer and a seller, you're hoping that the interest rate goes down. Both buyers and sellers want the mortgage rates to go down, and we haven't seen that. So let me break all of this down for you a little bit more. So last month, July of 2023, the median ended up at $540,000, which is an improvement from the low back in March of this year, the low of $483,000. So it's about almost a 12% improvement since the housing market bottomed out back in March. Now it's still a 10% decrease from the high back in May of last year. The median back then was $602,250. So we're down 10% from the high, but we're up 12% from the low. Now the way that works year over year works out to be about 8.5% less than where we were last year. So July of 2022, the median was $589,990. This past month, we were at $540,000. And let me break that down just a little bit more as it relates to existing homes and new homes. And I thought this was interesting. Look at the median price for existing homes. Median price for existing homes changed by $1 last month as compared to June of 2023. So no change at all there. But look at where that number was a year ago. If you bought an existing home 1 year ago, the change in the median actually is only down about 1.5%. Where we've seen the greatest drops is in new construction. So new homes have taken the greatest hit year over year, down about almost 19% as compared to last year, and they dropped again about 2.25% just this past month. Now days on market also stayed the same pretty much this past month, July, at about 34 days on average here in Ada County, and that's up by 1 day from the month as compared to the month before. It was 33 days back in June. For existing homes, that number is slightly lower. Existing homes are easier to sell than new homes because a lot of times the new homes haven't been built yet. So existing homes are averaging about 23 days on market here in Ada County. New construction is at about 57 days, which was an improvement actually from the month before. 62 days in June of 2023. Now look at our sales. Last month, July of 2023, we sold 655 homes here in Ada County. It's about where that number was a year ago, July of 2022. But remember, the peak of the housing market here in Ada County was in May. And then everybody hit the brakes, and so come July, houses were sitting on the market. We had more inventory in that month. So really July was a very slow month as well. So compare this July to when the housing market was rolling along and doing its thing as it should be doing. July of 2021, 1,027 single family homes sold. Look at where that number was in July of the year before that. July of 2020, 1,400, 1,150, July of 2019. So the number of homes that we sold this past July was almost half of where that number usually is in July. And that's a pretty significant decrease. And in fact, we've actually had the slowest July since 2012. And that's been the case for the past 3 months. Now, the interesting thing is, though, that the month supply of inventory still is low. You would expect for the month supply of inventory to go up if houses are not being sold, because houses are continually being put on the market. And if they're not being sold, then there's just gonna be more inventory, but that's not the case. That's not what we're seeing. And the question is why? And well, here's a slide that shows where we're at right now. We're at 2.25 months supply of inventory here in Ada County. Look at where that number was a year ago in July of 2022 is about 2.86 months. So we had even more inventory a year ago. Now remember again, about 6 months supply of inventory is typically considered to be a balanced market. So we're at about 1/3 of that currently here in Ada County. And you can see that graph that I put for you there on this slide. It has slowly been ticking back up since the low back in February of this year. So it's slowly been increasing, but no real significant increases. So we're still very low as it relates to inventory. And the question is why? And you know the answer. The answer is because of the interest rate. The interest rate we currently are, congratulations, we currently are at the worst interest rate that we have had over the past 20 years or so. It's the worst interest rate I was talking to a lender today, and I think he said 22 years. So the worst interest rate in 20 plus years, and here's a graph of where how the interest rate has ticked up over the past year. So look at how steep that incline is. It's the steepest incline that we've seen ever since we started tracking the interest rate back in the 1970s. So the interest rate is definitely hurting home buyers, and that has led to quite a slowdown in the housing market, both here in Ada County and in the United States in general. Look at where that number is today. The average 30-year fixed loan has an interest rate of about 7.34%, according to Mortgage News Daily. A month ago, that number was at 6.9%, so almost 0.5 percentage point increase in 1 month. The best scenario that you can be in right now, if you are a home buyer, is to be a first-time home buyer. If you can qualify for Idaho Housing and their first-time home buyer program, you can get in at about 6%. I have 2 sets of clients right now that are first-time home buyers. Their interest rate is about 6.18%, and then I think one set of clients is even a little bit lower than that. Now, same situation in Canyon County. We've seen the market kind of plateau over the past several months, but the numbers are just a little bit lower because Canyon County does tend to be cheaper. The median last month ended up at $404,990, which is a $10 difference from June. So no change there. Year over year, it's down about 8.4%. Last July, the median was $442,000 in Canyon County. The days on market actually went down fairly significantly, really, when you think about it. Days on market last month was 42 days on average, as compared to 53 days the month before. And the month supply of inventory, basically the same in Canyon County as it is here in Ada County, about 2 months worth of inventory on the market. So to summarize that, the market has flatlined over the past couple months. And so that's both good and bad news. It's not going down, but it's not improving in the way that we would like it to. The biggest disappointment, I think, is I know, is the interest rate. And this has hurt a lot of home buyers. We really want the interest rate to come back down. I think that will regenerate the housing market and cause a lot of more buyers that are on the sidelines right now to jump back into the housing market. When you compare Ada County to Canyon County, you can see all the numbers there that I just went over. Really no change from June to July. However, because we do have low inventory in the Treasure Valley in general, both in Ada County and in Canyon County, we are still seeing some competition, and particularly at the lower price points. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.